Today I thought rather than doing a text blog, I would record a video blog on the iPad Pro, seeing as we'll be discussing the video capabilities of the device. The front-facing camera that I'm using now only records at 720p, but as you can see, this is plenty for a talking head video or a video blog, and you can see the quality is actually fantastic. The rear-facing camera captures in 1080p at 30 frames a second, or 120 frames a second for slow motion. To be honest, I've hardly ever used the rear-facing camera. In fact, I think I've only used it once or twice in a call. Even standard tablets look stupid as video recording devices, and the massive size of the iPad Pro makes this even a much bigger issue. As for audio, the iPad Pro has got two microphones, which is fine for video calling like Skype or FaceTime, but if you're going to record a video like this, you'll want a specialist mic. Here's an example of recording with the iPad Pro mics. And I'll just continue with the lavalier mic that I get. The one that I use is from Rode. It's called the Lavalier Plus microphone. It's very affordable, about 50 bucks. And as you can hear, the quality is fantastic, and it's really good for recording speech in any kind of environment on an iOS device. Here's a clip from a video that I shot to try and sell my Porsche.
I have to say, I love this car. I love this car. I love the way it drives. I love the way it looks. It is a beautiful car, and even though it's a 2000 model, sitting next to a brand new Boxster S, unless you know Porsche, you wouldn't even tell the difference. I love the tan leather seats and the black bodywork. But most of all, I just love how I feel when I drive this car.
The iPad Pro is a brilliant device for recording video calls, or you're using for video calls for Skype, FaceTime, and Google Hangouts, so all three major platforms. Of course, there are other platforms as well. And this is because of the better graphics performance of the processor, not to mention the brilliance and just the footprint of the screen. When Lucy was overseas and when I was overseas and I was using the iPad Pro for video calling, it was really like being in the same room with the person. The screen is fantastic, but the device is still so light that the video calling becomes really immersive. When it comes to video editing, this device is now my device of choice. It's still relatively hard work getting video onto the platform, and of course you're constrained by the 128 gig size. What I use is the camera connection kit, and that allows me to put an SD card into the slot. It also allows you to connect a lightning connector from an iPhone, and allows you to transfer video from a micro SD card and SD card. So I use this for my GoPro camera, for my video recording goggles, the liquid image talk goggles that I have, and of course for cameras and for the iPhone. Once the video is on the iPad though, the combination of the screen size, the processor power, and just using touch to edit the video makes editing a real breeze. For the vast majority of home and amateur videos, this is all you're ever going to need. In fact, even for a number of professional videos, if it's a short movie, you'll probably find that you can do the vast majority of your editing on the iPad Pro. I know a lot of professionals do their rushes and their field editing on the iPad Pro, or on iPads, on tablets, and then they shift to the PC or Mac when they're back at the studio. I've used 3 apps for video editing. It's probably the 3 most common ones. Of course, the one that comes for free with all iOS and Mac devices now is iMovie. And this is a really powerful app. You probably don't have to look any further. You can spend, easily $200 on an app, $20, $30 on perhaps not such a powerful app, or maybe a more popular platform. But for free, iMovie will do 80 to 90% of the video editing. I really love the ease that I can bring all sorts of media in. I love the way that it does Ken Burns effects, etc. on photos. The ability to add music tracks and narrator tracks, even while you're editing, you can add your narrator track. I like the themes, they're really powerful. And even the ability to make trailers like this one. can also export the movie to iMovie or Final Cut X on the Mac platform. The second app that I use is Pinnacle Pro, and this is my go-to video editing program for more advanced video edits, for more serious edits. I don't bother with the Mac anymore. Unfortunately, well, there is no Mac version for Pinnacle Pro, which is by Avid. So I can't do more advanced editing, or you can't do more advanced editing on a bigger platform. Although there is a PC platform, I just simply don't edit on the Windows PC platform anymore. The third app that I've used is Adobe Clip, and I really didn't like this app. I found that it was pretty intrusive on the iOS devices and far too restrictive. Just trying to do things, trying to be creative, you're just really limited on Clip on the iOS devices. And then the idea is that you start on your phone, you shift the video to your tablet, pardon me. And then you shift the video again to your PC or Mac on Premiere Pro Cloud. And I just found that trying to transfer even the shortest clip just took forever. It just wasn't worth doing. So ultimately, depending on your need, you won't need to edit on anything more than the iPad Pro. So if you want to shoot, edit, and publish video, or even just video call, whether you're at home, in the office, or on the road, the iPad Pro is an absolutely brilliant platform to do all of those things in. And you probably find that you won't be using your PC or your Mac anymore to do any of those workloads.